What's up guys, today I'll be showing you the top 5 best Warlock exotics in the game as of Warmind. Keep in mind this is mostly my opinion and feel free to comment if you agree or what you would change about this list. But these 5 exotics I'm about ready to show you are the only 5 I actually use at all, and also a lot of people I know is the same scenario, they might just switch a few around in the order. But anyways, let's get right into this. Coming in at number 5 are the Transversive Steps. They have the perk that while sprinting, movement speed is increased and energy weapons are automatically reloaded. I love these exotics for just general gameplay in both PvE and PvP. I think moving faster is a very underrated ability in Destiny 2. Whenever I'm not using an exotic for a specific reason, this is my go-to exotic for just general gameplay, farming lanes, doing speedruns and all of that. So as you see here, I'm showing off what it does. It allows you to sprint faster, then also allows you to reload your energy after sprinting. Now let's break down actually what the buff does. So this is without the steps on and without a lightweight weapon. I'm going to go ahead and run from one side to the other and see how long it takes. And as you see, without either lightweight buff, it's 8.2 seconds. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the steps on, and now it's going to take a little bit shorter amount of time, which is roughly, I believe, 7.7 seconds, so it cuts off about half a second or so. And that's over a short period of time. If you're running for a long time, obviously that number's going to get bigger and bigger, that gap. Now I'm using lightweight and the steps, which is the cap in the game, and then now it takes 7.3 seconds, which is an 11.1% increase. Like I said before, I think the ability to move faster is very underrated in the community. In PvE, it allows you to dodge enemies and get to places faster, like farming lanes, going to checkpoint and strike or raid. And also in PvP, allows you to dodge enemies' bullets and move and close the gap on them even faster. Who doesn't like speed? Coming in at number 4 are the Ophidian Aspect. These gauntlets have the perk that weapons ready and reload very quickly and melee range is extended. So once again, like number 5, this is a very good general purpose exotic. Another one of my go-tos if I'm not using an exotic for a specific reason. As you see, I'm showing off a few of the things that it does, the melee, the reload, and the swap speed. Now let's actually look at the perk more in detail. So first I'm going to reload with a hand cannon without the gloves and with, and look at the increase of the speed. It was roughly a 15% increase. I'm going to put all these numbers down in the description below because there's going to be a lot of numbers here coming in the next few seconds. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with an energy rifle. And the reload speed increase is a 26.5% increase, which is much bigger than the primary one, which is very nice. As you saw there, it's very noticeable how fast that reload actually is now. And also with heavy, this one is only an 8.4% increase on the rocket launcher. I'm not sure if every weapon type in each class would be these exact percents, but these are just the ones I'm showing off. And 8.4% isn't much, but it is still something. As you see here, you can still notice it, but it's not quite as big as the other ones. Another part of the exotic perk is the swap speed, so let's go ahead and test that. As you saw right there, it was a 0.8, and now with the Ophidian Aspect on, it is now a 26.5% increase, which is 0.6 seconds. So that is very noticeable swap speed. The last part of the perk is the melee range, so this is without the gauntlets on, and I'm trying to see how close I can get to actually melee him. And right there is the range. Now I'm going to go ahead and put on the Ophidian Aspect and do the same thing, and the difference is quite noticeable. You actually full-on lunge at people with the Ophidian Aspect. As you see here, I'm going to slowly move forward and try to find the max range, which was right there, which is quite far. I don't have the exact meter distance, but it is extreme, as you can see. One of my favorite things about this exotic is how fast it allows you to play with the swap speed, the reload speed, and also the extended melee range. You can just do things that you physically couldn't do without them, like swap really fast between two guns, swap to your shotgun instantly to kill a major, and then swap instantly back to your hand cannon to get the other kills and whatnot. In a way, it uncaps the skill gap in both PvE and PvP, because I can physically play so fast, as fast as I physically can, and without these gauntlets, I'd be slowed down to whatever the base speeds are. Coming in at number 3 is the Verity's Brow, which is a new Warmind exotic with the perk that energy weapons kills boost grenade recharge rate for you and nearby allies. So basically what you do is obviously use your grenade, then you go ahead and get energy kills and get this perk that stacks up to 3 times, and each time it stacks, it increases the rate more and more. And also, once you have times 3 kills after that, push back the timer and extend it farther and further. As you get more and more kills with ×3, the amount of seconds you get for each kill gets smaller and smaller to the point where you don't actually get time back, so you will eventually run out of the perk. But once you get the 3 kills and proc ×3, you basically have your grenade by the time you will ever run out of it. For sure. Then you can combo this in with things like Devour and have your grenade literally so fast it's actually silly. You can have your grenade probably every 2 seconds. And that's not even exaggerating. As you see here, for a while I'm not throwing my nade because I'm being silly, but as you see I'll start throwing my nade and basically every 2-3 kills I almost have another grenade back instantly. Who doesn't want more grenades? I mean, it's a great problem to have, right? Having too many grenades? The Verity's Brow and the Dana I have at number 2 spot could be swapped back and forth depending on your playstyle, but personally I have Verity's Brow at number 3 for certain reasons, as I'll explain as we go forward. The other part of the perk is that it also gives the same buff to your nearby allies. So right now I'm testing how far you can actually be for the radius. And as you see, it's roughly that far away. So I'm going to go ahead and check my nade and see how fast it goes. Unfortunately, this perk only stacks up to ×1 for nearby allies, which I'd like to see them change in the future. One of my favorite things about this exotic right now is how many good energy weapons there are actually in the game, especially exotics. And that just works so well with the exotic perk on its helmet. I just love this thing. Coming in at number 2 are the Sunbracers with the perk. Increase the duration of solar grenades. Solar melee kills grant unlimited solar grenade energy for a short period of time. So basically it's the Radiance of Destiny 2. What you have to do is get a charged melee kill, which then procs the perk Sunbracers and allows you to throw unlimited grenades within that 5-second window of time, which is 6 grenades. Which is absolutely absurd, especially because these grenades last twice as long as the regular solar grenades. They last up to 10 seconds. One thing most people don't know about this exotic is that once you proc the perk, you get Sunbracers ready, then you have 4 seconds to actually proc the row perk Sunbracers and throw the grenades, so you actually have a lot more time, and you're not actually rushed to get the melee then start throwing the grenades instantly. My favorite thing about the Sunbracers is that you can combo it with Top Tree Dawnblade with this perk right here. Airborne kills recharge your grenade and melee energy, and basically have unlimited grenades forever. So basically what you do is proc the perk by getting a charged melee kill, and start chucking the nades while jumping constantly. And most of the kills will be while you're in the air, which then will refill the charge rate of your melee. And next thing you know, you can get another melee kill and have more grenades. And it's basically a never-ending cycle of unlimited grenades. And for that reason, using Top Tree Dawnblade, that's why I have this in second place over the Verity's Brow. But if you're not a fan of Top Tree Dawnblade and use Bottom Tree, I can understand the argument of this being in third place while the Verity's Brow is in second. But in my opinion, Sunbracers are the second best Warlock exotic in the game because of what I'm doing to this Lost Sector. Basically, using a grenade as if it's my regular weapon and not being punished about it. I'm actually clearing this room probably faster than most weapons can, but I'm only using grenades. And these grenades last 10 seconds and take up so much room. You have 6 of them up at all times, 6+ up at all times. Like what are the enemies supposed to do? There's nowhere for them to go. Right here at the end of the clip I died to a cursed thrall, but other than that, this room is literally on fire. It's actually insane. So now I'm going to show the damage of one grenade, because this grenade is the highest damage grenade in the entire game. I throw it at this ogre, which is the Lost Sector on the rig of Titan. And as you see, it almost kills them with one grenade. Now if you watch my myth-busting Sunbracers video, you know that multiple grenades do not affect a single target at the same time, and that's the AoE effect. So as you see here, the AoE burn effect only hits once per grenade, and the second grenade does nothing. The second grenade does do impact damage, which is why he died in this clip compared to the first. Coming in at number 1 are the Lunafaction Boots with the perk. Your rifts gain the additional ability to automatically reload allies' weapons. Empowering rifts make weapons effective over longer ranges. So there's a lot going on with this exotic. Basically, it makes your rift into this killing machine that does almost anything you could ever want it to do. It increases your damage, reloads your weapon, and doubles your range. Like, who doesn't want that? Basically, right now, this is the only exotic I use 95% of the time. I almost never take these things off. It is by far the best Warlock exotic in the game, if not the best exotic period in the game. It's in an entire different class. So right here I'm going to go ahead and show off the range. So this is without the rift. As you see, I'm looking for where it starts hitting at 14, which is no damage drop off. And I find it here in a bit after I reload and let him get some health back. That way I don't kill him. I get some more 13s, 13, 13, and finally get a 14. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out the Darcy and see how far away he is. He is 28 meters away. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the Rift, and I already found the distance beforehand, that way you just didn't have to see me place multiple Rifts and take forever. So I placed it right in there, got a 14, backed up a little bit and got a 13. So right in this area is where the damage drop-off begins. As you see right there is the exact area. And now he's 61 meters away, which is over double the range, which is crazy. My favorite part about the Lunafaction Boots is it allows me to use guns in different ways I never could before. For example, right here I'm using the Sunshot almost like a scout rifle and not being punished of damage drop-off because of the 2x range, and also I don't have to reload while I'm in the Rift, and also my gun does more damage. Like, who doesn't want this? It's by far the best exotic in the game, and definitely the best Warlock exotic. Anyways, that's the top 5 best Warlock exotics as a Warmind in Destiny 2. Thanks for watching, hope you guys enjoyed.